So, we have been talking to Sambhav and we got to know a lot of things in our first episode. If you have not watched the video yet, please do watch it because that will tell you how you can apply for a job abroad, what is it that you need to do for your resume, and all such tips and tricks that will help you land a job abroad. So, moving on, today we're going to talk about the cultural shocks and how was the work environment, how was the work culture there, and whether he had any difficulties to adjust in a foreign country, going from India, of course. So, let's get started.
So you have traveled extensively to Europe. How many times have you been? You've actually lost count.
I've lost count. Yeah.
So you'll not count that. But you've been to Europe a lot of times. You've traveled extensively. So you're not new to the culture over there. But as an employee, when you went there and when you joined an organization and started working there, was there a cultural shock that you faced or any adjustments that you had to make?
Yeah, definitely. Whenever I travel to Europe or any other country for that matter, I definitely traveled as a tourist. But once we moved there, the experience has been very different. Sometimes easy, sometimes difficult in terms of using public transport, in terms of dealing with colleagues at work. Most of the days were pleasant,
Right.
but sometimes it is not that pleasant. But definitely the line of professionalism was never crossed when I was a part of this company, and I wouldn't say that there is anything to be really scared about. It's just that when you join a new company, it's the same. Like when you have to build rapport with people. You have to get to know, like who needs what, who wants what. There are different kind of styles also people follow.
Yeah, the way you approach.
The way you
them
approach.
or
No,
to work
also
with them.
when you work for under, because in consultancy your bosses keep changing on a daily basis or on a weekly basis.
Right.
So sometimes you have to be very quick on your feet to understand how this person would like to work, and based on that you just provide them with what they want.
Right.
So that is something that I may can call as an adjustment that I had to make, because before that I worked in a bank for almost 6 years under the
Right,
same
right.
person. So definitely I definitely knew that how that person
Right.
would want to work. But this was definitely a challenging environment, but I also learned a lot.
Okay.
I definitely learned a lot, and I would suggest everybody to at least have this experience.
Right, of course.
Because this experience for better or for worse is required
Right.
in terms for you to grow as a person and as an employee, for sure, because you learn new things.
Of course.
But as a person also, because when you start, you get this confidence of communicating well with people in different jurisdictions. That also kind of gives you a sense of confidence as well.
Right.
That because once you reach a certain point in your career, communication is the key to everything in terms of your dialogue, in terms of your demeanor, your body language. So that is something that nobody can teach you or nobody can train you. Only if you're put in that position, only you will learn and get out of it.
And this question is just out of curiosity, but I've seen here in India a lot of bosses kind of abuse their employees orally. They shout, and sometimes there are words being used and threats being made. So how was the work culture there? I mean, you said it was very professional.
Before I get there, I would like to address about this this particular aspect in India as well. Not every company is like that, because I keep hearing these episodes, and I consider myself very lucky because I worked in 3 companies before moving to Ireland, and my bosses, my whole company culture was nothing like this.
You got lucky.
I got lucky for sure. It's not that there were not difficult conversations. There were definitely, but none of the people that I have ever worked for crossed the line, and maybe the HR policies were very strong in that company. I don't know. But when it comes to Ireland, I only worked for one company, so I cannot say for the whole country. It's far from it.
Right.
It's far from it, and definitely even the most difficult conversations also, which I tend to have, definitely were within the purview of professionalism, and there was never a day where I felt insulted or I felt humiliated in such a manner. It's very simple. You do something right, you get appreciated. You do something not right, you get a feedback, and you try better next time.
Right.
That's just
You're
the process.
expected to perform in every job.
No, that's just a process. It's like so that that is not something that I have ever faced.
So moving to Ireland, what was the biggest cultural shock? Something that you had to adjust with?
Well, apart from things at work, I don't think I faced any cultural shock as such, because at work was the place where I had to deal with people very closely who are not from my country.
Right.
Okay, because for better or for worse, I was always surrounded with Indians outside of work, be it my roommates and be it acquaintances.
Yes.
So that way we were pretty secured, and also there's a very strong Indian community in Ireland as well.
Right.
So we never felt not supported in any manner. And top of that, also generally people are very nice on the sidewalks or on the metro. They smile, they wish you. So it's not that there have been racist encounters of other Indians, which, because when you part of this kind of groups, like Indians in Dublin, Indians in WhatsApp and Facebook groups, I have read some very unfortunate incidents for sure. But then good and bad exists everywhere. So
right.
So but it's very less frequent.
Never had any
No, I never had. Yeah.
So it has been a year now. What are the highlights of the experience that you had there in Ireland?
Well, one thing which I would like to say that in my company there was a lot of diversity. So there were a lot of celebrations that happened, in terms of Indian festivals,
right.
like Holi, Diwali. There are some festivals that from Nigeria.
Okay.
So the different country people from
kind
different
of
countries,
got exposed to a lot of
traditions, and it was just a good atmosphere to be in, that you feel that everybody is recognized, acknowledged and respected.
Yes.
So
and it's a very positive vibe that you
positive
get,
vibe. See, a positive vibe or not, that completely depends on your work and your team.
Right.
But overall, if you look at this company's culture, it was pretty decent.
Okay.
I would like to say. And the major highlights in my during my tenure, I would say that working with clients from different countries.
Okay.
So I have worked with clients from Brazil, from UK, from Europe, from different parts of Europe. So that definitely helped me understand a lot of different perspectives, and also it also helped me get used to a lot of accents.
Okay.
Because that is also something that I struggled with. At least I don't want to name which country's accent I had struggled, but I did, because
right.
Indian English is again very different than the
Yes.
English in UK, Brazil and Ireland. So that is something that I got used to. So
Okay.
I owe it to the company that
Right.
it gave me that kind of exposure. But apart from that, I would say that companies in India are no less in terms of this profile.
True.
No, the point I'm trying to make is that in terms of subject matter, it's the exact same kind of work that we do here.
Right.
So it is not, I did not find in terms of work that it is very different over there, and they're doing something completely different, and
Of
here
course,
we
we have clients who stay abroad and from different countries.
Right.
And most people outsource it to India. So yes, we kind of get that exposure as well. So has this whole journey of you going abroad and working there, has it in any way impacted your career? I mean, how do you see it?
Yes, definitely it has impacted. But I would like to put it. It's not, I wouldn't say that because of me moving abroad, I kept getting a lot of messages because I still keep getting messages from potential employers, be it from Bahrain, be it from again Czech Republic, Germany. In fact, even yesterday I got a message from somebody in a MNC bank, but that I don't think so that it was because of my short stint in this particular company in Ireland, but because of my previous company that was again a global bank where I got almost 4 promotions in 6 years.
Okay.
So that was my highlight and my selling point for all foreign employers.
And of course, financial crime and anti-money laundering is something that every company
does, but there is not any lack of resources for people who are into financial crime and anti-money laundering in India.
Exactly.
Is what I'm trying to say. I never had any certification when I was applying for this role, so it was only my experience, and my only selling point was my internal promotions. So that showed sustainability, that showed resilience. So that is something that was
in a way showed loyalty also. You
Loyal-
stayed in a company for 6 years.
Yes, and
they rewarded the loyalty.
that and also I grew within it.
Right.
So that each promotion was like a certification on its on its own.
Yes.
I would like to believe so, because even right now also the employers were reaching out to me. They want to talk more about my role in my previous organization than my current organization here in Ireland.
Okay.
So that is something I would like to highlight here, that gone are the days where you think that you just go abroad and you start working and you start getting jobs from abroad. That's not true. I do not think that me moving abroad is attracting more job opportunities for me.
Okay.
I'm just trying to say that I always attracted that even when I was here.
Yeah.
And right now also when they come and talk, because I have been in my current organization only for 7-8 months now.
Okay.
So they do not want to take it seriously. I don't want to take it seriously where I was the longest and where I've achieved a lot more.
So it has not gone an overnight massive change. It has almost remained the same.
Right.
So in terms of pay, has it changed?
Yes, in terms of pay, I think if you manage well in abroad, you will definitely be ending up saving more money than you. That's just my opinion.
Exactly. No, but when you convert the package into Indian currency, of course it is more.
No, that doesn't matter, because if you're staying in that particular country, you are bound to spend on those lines as well. But what I'm trying to say is that salary was still much higher as for their standard as well. So because I still remember, I even after paying all my bills, my rent, everything, I used to left with hefty sum of money, which is almost like the double of the amount I would save here.
True.
So definitely that was a plus, for sure. But again, depends which designation you are joining in.
Right. No, what I'm trying to ask is, when you were in India, whatever salary you're getting, when you shifted abroad, that almost doubled, of course, in terms of Indian currency. So now the job offers that you're getting is on the basis of that salary.
Right.
So
Even in India, the kind of job offers that I'm currently getting is insane amount of money, which I wouldn't have got if I had not gone abroad.
So in terms of pay, it does
affect.
add value.
It does add value. And I feel there's another point I would like to make, that the employers abroad do not care about my short stint experience in abroad, but in India they do care. They do care. Even though they see that I have joined a job abroad in just 8 months or 9 months, they still reach out to me on LinkedIn and say, would you like to move to India? And we would like to pay you a lot more. So that was crazy to me, because that is something I never knew that it would affect.
And it makes a lot of sense then moving back to India, getting that kind of money.
Everybody has their own journey and their own priorities, but definitely that is something that did amaze me, because these are the same employers who would say our budget is only this much and we cannot give more.
We can give a 30% hike or a 20% hike.
But now they're insanely offering an insane amount of money, and I just found that to be, because when I do move back to India, that gives me a sense of security that when I move back, I'm gonna be financially secure for sure, because I'll end up securing a job a lot higher, in a lot higher package than I would usually do.
So even though it doesn't do much for the kind of offers that you get or the kind of jobs that come your way, it does a lot to your pay or your salary.
Definitely, it does. I would be lying if I say it doesn't. And
so it is something that everybody should explore.
Moving abroad is not for everybody. I would like to clarify, because a lot of people get used to the kind of food they eat, the way the expense luxury that you have a cook here, you have a maid here who comes home and takes care of the household. Over there, everything you have to do physically. A lot of times people go thinking that it's just okay, we can manage. But a lot of times they cannot, and they have to move back. But I would say that whether you come back or not, I think at least once you should experience it if given an opportunity. That is something I would definitely say. And because your experience could be good or bad, but if it is good. If it's not good, then at least you come back with a lot of learnings. So that is something that it will never be a loss to you in any manner.
Yes, I have a friend who was in London for the last 2 years, but he couldn't adjust, so he's coming back. So now the last 2-3 months that he plans to go around the whole of Europe, because once you're in London and you're traveling, it is way
Yeah.
lot cheaper than what
Yes.
we do from India. So
Yes.
last 2 months he's utilizing to just go and travel, and then he'll probably come back and search for
I
something.
would like to give one advice to people. If anybody lands up getting a job abroad and they end up going there, first thing you do is apply for the US visa. Because it's very true, because in India I have heard there's a lot of grilling and there's a lot of digging in when you apply for a US visa, and
Okay.
a lot of people even with very good profiles
Rejected.
get rejected. But when I applied in Ireland, my process was so smooth. They barely asked any questions, and it was just like, I went.
Yeah.
So that does help at times.
And once you have a US visa, it's easier to travel to other countries.
Yeah, a lot of countries become visa free for you.
Yes, yes.
And a lot of times when you travel and you have a layover more than 6 hours,
Right.
your US visa would cover that, and you wouldn't have to pay any visa on arrival for a lot of countries.
A lot of countries, yes.
Wow, that was quite amazing. So yes, you have some cultural shocks that you get when you move to a foreign country. You of course have to adapt, to adjust, and it is not easy, it is difficult. But of course, when you have a community, when you have people you can reach out to, and more importantly your family and friends, you need all the support that you can get mentally when you're shifting abroad. It's not easy and it's not for the faint hearted, but the fruits of labor are really good. Once you shift abroad, the chances of getting a job abroad actually or in any other country increases. And not only that, your net pay, your salary, your income rises manifold. And isn't that what we're all working for? To have a nice pay, to have a nice salary, to support us and our family. So moving abroad actually helps you achieve all these dreams. I'm not saying there are not enough jobs in India. I'm just saying it just makes the odds in your favor. So in the third episode, we are actually going to talk about his personal experiences and how can one adapt fully and survive in a foreign country. So stay tuned and watch the third episode. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Also hit the bell icon so that you don't miss another video from Finmom. Stay tuned. We're coming with the episode very soon. Thank you. Bye.